morning, everybody. How we doing on this Wednesday morning? We've made it to hump day. Yep. Ronan may be popping in while the show's still going on. As you can see on the doggy cam, my dog is a little more animated this morning. Good morning, Tailed Feature. Bubonic for you is new in the chat. Welcome to the Morning Brew. And Mariel is here as well. How is everybody doing this morning? We have a lot of stuff to cover. A lot of stuff happened yesterday. We're going to be talking about net neutrality and a whole bunch of other stuff. Morning No Name. Yep, woof. He's going to be running back and forth and probably trying to get my attention this morning because when he's this frisky, he usually wants me to play fetch with him. And he usually tends to bark if he thinks that I'm ignoring him. So, you know, there's always that. Let me see here. That weekday is wrong, but we're going to keep that coffee meme up there. It is Wednesday, Movember 22nd, 2017. Movember, due to Men's Health Awareness Month. Good morning, Sir Wolfie. Don't forget to get your prostate checkups. If you haven't had your physical, you need to have a physical at least once a year to keep preventative medicine rolling, keep yourself healthy, and catch stuff before it gets bad. Yeah, he's running a little more animated than he usually is this morning, Mariel. Normally, he's, on the bed, lying down, sleeping, ignoring everybody, but he has decided to be a little more animated this morning. Morning, fuckwad! Yes, happy early Thanksgiving. And on that particular note, there probably will not be a morning brew tomorrow, because tomorrow is a holiday, but Friday will cover tomorrow's news, and Friday's news as well. So I'm going to... get that finger up your butt. So I'm going to cover Thursday's news on Friday after Thanksgiving. I hope everybody has a wonderful turkey day. I was going to do a Thanksgiving special tomorrow, but I figured I needed to take the day off and spend it with some family. Morning, Neil. Had a hell of a time getting this stream to show up. And, aw, man. Well, see, I'm starting to stream it through Twitch and YouTube, so I can't quite figure out how to schedule streams through Restream.io. I'm probably going to need to talk to a couple of people about how to do that so I can go back to scheduling this thing in the morning when I am ready to get it up and running. So there is that problem. But let me go ahead while we are still doing our welcomes, good mornings, and greetings. Copy the description and stick it down here below so I don't forget to do that later on in the stream. So we have all of our information down there this morning. Alright, so now we have a fully done stream with the description and everything. So I hope you guys are having a good Wednesday. I hope it's treating you well. We are going to do our best to make it to Kilroy whether or not we can do tickets. Right now we can't afford tickets. We're having enough problems trying to figure out how to eat, which isn't good. The stream showed up on my subscription page 2 minutes before the notification popped up. Huh. That's probably why I started, prattling on endlessly, not making much sense for a little while here before I actually start the news. I want to give everybody a chance to get in here, or everybody that's going to show up, a chance to get in here. Also, too, Nightbot is hopefully working this morning. And I'm also going to throw in an extra link, but the link is not for me this morning. The link is for dear Traname, who is $470 away from her goal to finish her repairs and get to a safe spot. So there is the link. Please copy and share on your social media to see if we can get her to a safer place, because she is in danger of being kicked out of where she's living because it's not exactly working out. Have I tried eating with my okay. I do not know what exactly you are referring to. I did have cheese grits this morning, so I did feed myself. The problem is the money. Until he gets paid next week, we are a little thinner than normal, a little thinner than usual, but we will find a way to make it through. So, we have got that going for us. Let's see. Yesterday, I was on Tonka's Kumite because due to Twitter glitch, somebody wanted to know why they thought I unfollowed them on Twitter. which didn't work. And that bed was fixed. Of course, he unfixed it. I'm sure you probably saw that on the cam, so that's not my fault. That's the dog's fault. Unfortunately, Twitter has unfollowed me from a couple of people without my knowledge, even though I was still following this person. And that led to a rather interesting discussion later on in the Kumite and us having a little bit of fun before he ended the stream. Welcome to my live chat and the Morning Brew, Olenska. How are you doing this morning? It's nice to see new people in the chat this morning. So, we have a lot of news to cover this morning, so let me go ahead and get to it. Alright, so we're going to start with a short little story. This morning I was running around like I usually do looking for the news, and I came across a small purge that the mainstream media seems to be doing. Thank you, Social Rec. And it seems that Charlie Rose isn't the only one to be let go. Oops, wait a minute, let me fix that because I always have typos. To be let go amidst sexual conduct allegations this week. The New York Times White House reporter Glenn Thrush was suspended. Mark Halperin of NBC and NPR News chief Michael Oreskes also got the axe on allegations ranging from drunken advances to groping. This comes on the heels of the mass accusations coming out of Hollywood and Washington. So yeah, I'm keeping my eye on that, but I'm not going into too much detail with it because some of these things are a little bit suspect because a lot of these allegations are 20, 30, 40 years in arrears. Yeah, I am blaming my dog for the bed being messy because he tends to do that sometimes. Some interns have been making this particular allegation, so it's, and co-workers and all this is coming out. So I'm still going to be doing some digging as to how recent these latest allegations and accusations are as far as dating purpose, as far as, dating these allegations is concerned. Charlie Rose also headed up programs on PBS, which is short for the Public Broadcasting System. The Public Broadcasting System has since released a statement saying that they will no longer air Charlie Rose's programs, and they too have let him go, as well as his main network. So, let's get to the main crux of the news this morning. Alright, let's see here. FCC unveils plan to repeal net neutrality rules. Let's see. On December 14th, the FCC will vote on undo... Oh, wait a minute. Let me turn that to 2. To undo the landmark 2015 rules which put internet service providers under strict oversight regulations. These neutrality rules prevent broadband companies from throttling or even blocking sites, apps, or making the decision which content reaches the consumer faster. The chairman of the SEC, Ajit Pai, says his proposal to repeal the rules would stop micromanaging the internet. His new proposed rules would also force these internet providers to be transparent and disclose their business dealings with websites, apps, and others who they allow to kick in extra money to stream faster. And I am fixing this as I go because I'm going to turn this into a news story for my blog. This would put the enforcement in the hands of the FTC or Federal Trade Commission instead of where it is now, the FCC, who polices people. Oh, that's wrong. Who polices people who violate the rules instead of preventing said violations to begin with. Since the rules have been in place, let me see if I'm catching this up here. Since the rules have been in place, telecom and cable companies said they have been on uneven footing with internet companies collecting information on users. Google and Netflix are two such companies that do this. These latter mentioned companies are regulated by the FTC and not the FCC. Many consumer advocacy groups like Fight for the Future, Demand Progress, and the ACLU have been behind net neutrality rules and have aligned themselves with companies like Netflix, Etsy, Vimeo, Amazon, and others. Ajit Pai is the chairman of the Federal Communications Commission, designated as such by President Donald J. Trump. Pai was appointed originally as commissioner in May 2012 by Barack Obama and confirmed by unanimous vote by the United States Senate. And our dear Pai looks like this. That is our Ajit Pai. That's the guy we're keeping an eye on. And all these links are below in case you guys are looking for sources. Morning, Doubting Tommy. Neilk says, net neutrality is always a fun phrase because there's so much involved under these regulations that have nothing to do with actual neutrality. Plus, the government will never want to relinquish this power. I tend to agree. That is why I am interested enough to watch and see how this unfolds and what happens. Social Rec had a really interesting take on it this morning, even though a lot of people were disagreeing with him in his live chat. Good morning, Sir Wolfie. How are you doing? I see somebody else popped into my chat this morning. I do have a little extra something for you guys this morning, believe it or not. I actually have, let me see where it's at. Here we go. This is the FCC official statement. Let me see if I can get it to show up, because apparently it is not showing up. Yay, you gotta love goofs. Nope. Let me see here. One of these days I'm going to do this without any goofs. Let me see here. Where is my Chrome? Yeah, okay. Let me see here. It's still not showing up. What the heck? Alright, here we go. Let's see if we can get this thing to show up. Because I know it was showing up this morning because I tested it, but it doesn't want to cooperate this morning for some reason or another. So, I'll just read the FCC statement, seeing how it's not showing up at present for some ungodly reason. So, even though I am, like, stubborn enough to try and get this thing to... Oh, there we go. Now we've got it. Now all I've got to do is move this over. Let me get Pi out of the way here. Unlock this. Scoot this bad boy over. And we're going to open this up a little. Let me see. Ta-da! There's our FCC statement that is now deciding to kind of cooperate this morning. All right, so FCC statement. Chairman Pai circulates draft order to restore internet freedom and eliminate heavy-handed internet regulations. Public draft will be released more than 3 weeks prior to the vote. So we're going to be looking out for that release, and I'm going to read this to you guys. Washington, November 21st, 2017, Federal Communications Commission Chairman Ajit Pai released the following statement on his draft restoring the Internet Freedom Order, which was circulated to his fellow commissioners this morning and will be voted on at the FCC's open meeting December 14th. Quote, for almost 20 years, the Internet thrived under the light-touch regulatory approach established by President Clinton and a Republican Congress. Oh, cool. Hi, Pagan. Hey, Tranime. This bipartisan framework led the private sector to invest $1.5 trillion building communications networks throughout the United States, and it gave us an internet economy that became the envy of the world. I have a problem with that statement, but we'll continue. But in 2015, the prior FCC bowed to pressure from President Obama. On a party line vote, it imposed heavy-handed, utility-style regulations upon the internet. That decision was a mistake. It's depressed investment in building and expanding broadband networks and deterred innovation. Today, I have shared with my colleagues a draft order that would abandon this failed approach and return to the long-standing consensus that served consumers well for decades. Under my proposal, the federal government will stop micromanaging the internet. Instead, the FCC would simply require internet service providers to be transparent about their practices so that consumers can buy the service plan that's best for them, and entrepreneurs and other small businesses can have the technical information they need to innovate. Additionally, as a result of my proposal, the Federal Trade Commission will once again be able to police ISPs, protect consumers, and promote competition just as it did before 2015. Notably, my proposal will put the federal government's most experienced privacy cop, the FTC, back on the beat to protect consumers' online privacy. Speaking of transparency, when the prior FCC adopted President Obama's heavy-handed internet regulations, it refused to let the American people see that plan until weeks after the FCC's vote. This time, it'll be different. Specifically, I will publicly release my proposal to restore the internet freedom tomorrow, which is today, actually, more than 3 weeks before the Commission's December 14 vote. Working with my colleagues, I look forward to returning the light-touch, market-based framework that unleashed the digital revolution and benefited consumers here and around the world. So that is his official statement that I pass along to you so far as it stands today. So it's going to be interesting to see how this develops, because everybody's a bit nervous about this and how this is unfolding, and rightfully so, because this can go very, very well or very, very poorly, depending on how it is handled, how it is implemented, and how they decide that they are going to do the repeal. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that as it develops. And as soon as they release the full proposal, I am probably either going to be doing another live stream on it, or I am going to be tweeting it out and reporting on it on Friday so we can have a discussion. Friday is usually the day that I have 2 guests on, so if anybody would like to be a guest, please let me know, and so I can get those guests lined up for Friday and start touting you guys out. Neil, the need to assure antitrust will apply to ISPs. Yes. Rhetorical Entertainment. People forget that we never noticed the changes after the 2015 changes. Yeah, that is true. You have a really, really good point there. A very good point indeed. All right, next one on the list. Saipov, charged with terrorism. Saifulo Saipov has been indicted with terrorism, 8 counts of murder. Well, let me do that. Me and my typos. 12 counts of attempted murder, 1 count of providing and attempting to provide material support to Islamic State, and 1 count of violence and destruction of a motor vehicle resulting in death. Saipov is a suspect that drove a truck into a crowd in Lower Manhattan, which resulted in the death of 8 people. So we have that going on too. Rhetorical. From a practical perspective, I don't think it's going to make a difference. Yeah, I'm kind of in wait and see, because like you said, we really didn't notice the changes that took place. Morning, Wikipedia. How's it going, dear? The dangerous with net neutrality is just the ISPs might feel they have permission to go crazy, sort of thing where it never coming up would have been better. That's what Neil said. Yeah, you can't type, and apparently neither can I, because I keep finding typos. A social wreck. Sorry to anyone who was talking to me in chat. I was shopping something with this in the background and didn't see your posts. Also, hello. So we do have that, so we're going to be continuing. Our next story is a little bit longer, because it has to do with Ratko Mladic jailed for life over Bosnia war genocide, otherwise known as the Butcher of Bosnia. A UN tribunal in The Hague has convicted Ratko Mladic on 10 of 11 counts, one of which was genocide. Ratko's team wanted to halt the proceedings, citing high blood pressure, but Mladic appeared relaxed at the start of each session, even smiling and gesturing to the cameras. Yeah, high blood pressure, my ass. He led forces during the massacre of Bosnian Muslims in Srebrenica and the Sarajevo siege. He had been on trial at the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia since 2012. Other charges were war crimes and crimes against humanity. A list of charges also includes mass rapes of Bosniak women, keeping Bosniak prisoners in appalling conditions, which included starving, keeping them thirsty, keeping them sick, and also beating them, sniping and shelling Sarajevo civilians, mass deportings of Bosniaks, destroying mosques and homes of Bosniaks. He went into hiding after the war in 1995, living in Serbia and protected by family. He was on the run for 16 years. So we've got that as well. So we've got one person jailed for doing atrocities. That's good. We need to find all of these people that commit these atrocities and put them in jail. That is my personal opinion, because to me, executing them is a little too good for these people, even though putting them in jail for life means that somebody has got to support their health and well-being in jail. Which never made any sense to me. You're in jail. You shouldn't be treated like a human being, because you sure as hell didn't act like one, in my opinion. And North Korea calls terror relisting serious provocation by Trump. Yep. Monday, Trump decided to put North Korea back on the list for terrorist actions and supporting terrorism. Earlier this week, Donald Trump released North Korea as a state sponsor of terrorism. Relisted North Korea as a state sponsor of terrorism. North Korea responded by saying the redesignation was a, quote, serious provocation and violent infringement, unquote. Trump relisted North Korea on Monday. This designation allows the U.S. to impose more sanctions. Not that the sanctions we've already have in place are working, mind you, but go ahead, let's lump some more useless sanctions and see what happens, I guess. It also risks further escalating tensions America already has under NK's nuclear weapons and missile programs. A spokesman for the foreign ministry was cited as saying, let me get this over here, boop, 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 was cited as saying the label was, quote, just a tool for American-style authoritarianism that can be attached or removed at any time in accordance with its interests, unquote. The official went on to say this only strengthens their resolve to keep their arsenal. So they are still hell-bent on keeping their nukes and right, terrorism sanctions. These, you know, you can put, and I've discussed this before on my news show, okay? When it comes to sanctions, restrictions, resolutions, whether it's the UN, US, or other countries, when you're doing it to someone who the world considers unbalanced, and, you know, not all there mentally or rational in any way, these sanctions are not going to work. No name. The irony of North Korea calling someone else authoritarian. Exactly. These sanctions don't work. They haven't worked with Kim Jong-un. They really haven't worked with the Castro regime in Cuba. They haven't worked in any other country that we have put these sanctions on. The only thing these sanctions and resolutions serve to do is make the people of those countries suffer more than they're already suffering. Because if the dictators of these countries are hell-bent on doing what they're doing, they really don't care about the health or welfare of the people that they are supposed to be representing and caring for. All they care about is pushing their agenda and doing what they want to do. And Kim Jong-un is a kid in a very large and dangerous playground. He was never told that what he was doing is wrong. He was never told that he needed to be rational. And he was always given a pat on the head and be told that he was a very good boy and that he was going to be a great leader one day. And thus we have Kim Jong-un. Good morning, Spanglime. How are you doing this morning? So that is pretty much, you know, the news for the day. Let me see if anybody else has anything to say so we can finish the conversation or continue it after our shout outs and stuff. So let me see here. Bubonic for You, which has competed strongly against whichever big name ISP that is locally available currently, Charter Communications. We're stuck with Comcast, Xfinity. So it was either that or I believe AT&T, which used to be Bell South. And I keep calling them Bell South on occasion not because I'm senile and an old fart at 44, but because you get used to calling it one name, and when they change it to something else, you're like, okay, now I have to remember what the new name of this company is. And as far, I haven't seen anything new on the AT&T Time Warner being sued by the DOJ because of a possible monopoly going on there. Neil, I have TWC here, but they call it Spectrum now. They were going to divest us if we pulled off that merger, but they failed. Spangaline woke up to the butcher of Bosnia news, was pissed off beyond belief over the continual roundup of these assholes. Should be over by now. I agree, Spangaline. I completely agree. Good morning, Lady Thorne. How are you doing? And welcome to my chat. So that's where we have it. Yeah, it's the fact that the families for these people, like the butcher of Bosnia, protects these people and hides these people. It's on the one hand you're thinking, okay, it's family, I understand why, but when or where as a family member do you cross a line when you see your family member committing these atrocities? When do you go from we are here for you no matter what because you're family to I'm sorry, we can't help you here, you're on your own because you've done all these horrible things and there's no way that we can offer you sanctuary or keep you safe or out of the eyes of the people that are looking for you to put you on trial and put you behind bars. I personally would draw the line at anyone that has broken the law, but that is just me. Because to me, I don't care if you're a friend or a family member. If you are in my presence and you are breaking the law, you're going to hate me. Because I will call the police on you. Spangle Lime. I read his daughter committed suicide because of his ex. I wouldn't doubt it. Lady Thorn. Show Monday at midnight. Going to be watching an old silent movie. Oh, DM me the time and I will shout it out on Monday for you, Lady Thorn. With no problems whatsoever. If I recall correctly, and if he is still in my live chat, I am sure he is still a moderator. Rhetorical Entertainment, a while back, did a video on net neutrality, and it was very well done. And it has a lot of information in there. So if you guys want to go see that, and if Rhetorical Entertainment is still a mod in my chat, which I think he is, he can put the link to that video in the live chat. So, there we go. Did you know that you can support me without going to Patreon? That's right, the MWM Media website has patron levels as well as sponsors. What's a sponsor, you asked? You get a spot on any live streams, as well as Nightbot touting out your channel or any merch store that you want us to advertise for. You can also do a one-time donation. It's all on the site. And remember, MWM Media and all of its sister channels are supported by patrons like you.
Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries.
And there we go for this one. Probably, I still have to, obviously, fix all that junk. Let me see. Video recommendations this morning, and hopefully those will work. Reaching into my descriptions here, because I knew I was forgetting something. Of course, it wouldn't be a stream of mine without a particular blooper, right? Right. So, here we go. Nope, wrong one. Bip. Alright, first one on the list is Hour-Based Mama with a video titled Kilroy Participation Open Call Reactions, mostly positive, some disgusting. She goes into a lot of the reactions that she has received for the open call for her Kilroy event, which is happening in April 21st and 22nd, which is a weekend I can't forget because that's the weekend of my mother's birthday, and we all know we can't forget our mother's birthday because we are never going to live it down. She's received some positive, feedback from it, and a lot of negative feedback, and, it is a free speech event, period. She wants to welcome everybody from all sides, all walks of life, all political point of views. And some people just don't believe it. I've seen the vitriol being spat in Computing Forever's direction. And to me, it is absolutely unconscionable that they're doing this, but it's not surprising because this is the regressive left. They consider anybody that doesn't agree with them a Nazi. So to me, it's kind of expected to get this kind of reaction from some people. So, there you go. The second one on the list, and I've got to put this one, pause it, is from Irate Bear, Net Neutrality, Twitter Purge, hashtag Stop Funding Hate Attacks Press. This is his Bear News Network, which he has renamed, and this was a very, very good video on net neutrality as well, and he also goes into detail about Twitter and also other places as well that have been, trying to silence voices. Tranime, if the extreme left is spewing vitriol, you probably did something good. I agree. Yes, Shives was very, very nasty, Spangle. I'm very nasty indeed. And Ranting Feminist was going after Dave Cullen the other day on Twitter as well for releasing videos and stuff, because they did an open invitation, and the open invitation was just that, an invitation. These people need to get over themselves. Let's see here. Next one on the list is somebody that I watch every now and again, and yes, he has taken to putting his face on his videos. I've had it with Prager. I've had it with you, PragerU, Matthew C. This video is about PragerU's reporting on a lady who sustained injuries from an MMA event because she fought against someone who had only been on hormone replacement therapy for a year, and she got injured very gravely because of the trans person that she was going up against. It's a very interesting video, and he does rant a bit, but he makes a lot of very good points. So check out Matthew C. The last one on the list is our Meister of Moist, as I like to call him, Omegon. And Omegon has a video called Sterilized Millennials, where he goes into a new movement that the millennials on the regressive left, and I make that distinction for a reason, have decided to opt for voluntary reproductive sterilization because they don't want to have children. In my opinion, this is a very rash decision. It's a very knee-jerk decision because I don't think they're really young enough to make an informed decision. And then, if they may not want children now, but what if they want children later? They're going to be screwed or just be relegated to trying to find a child that they want to adopt. Decisions like this are very big and they need to be weighed very heavily. This isn't, I'm going to be sterilized, is not on the same level as, maybe I want to drink, maybe I don't. This is actually, this has to do with your body. These are permanent changes. Neil, I don't think a doctor will sterilize you if you don't have kids or psych evals. There are some doctors, he goes into the video, Neil, saying that there are some doctors that are willing to do this procedure without a psych evaluation and without these millennials having any children. Tranime girl, wait, so the far left won't be reproducing? How is this bad? There's a lot of different reasons. Let me see, hold up, what's wrong with only wanting to adopt? There's nothing wrong with wanting to adopt. As a matter of fact, that was one of the arguments that I put against a lot of people that are pro-life, or pro-choice, because after so many abortions, you have scar tissue in your uterus and you're unable to have children, which to me, if you're using abortion for birth control, then in my humble opinion, you're an idiot, because there are people out there that are barren, that can't have children, that are looking for children to love and enrich their lives. And here you are, every time you're pregnant, going to a doctor and getting an abortion. There are other ways of, keeping yourself from getting pregnant, and this isn't exactly a very good way to go about it. So, those are the 4 recommended videos of the day. Did you know that you can support me without going to Patreon? I can also repurpose old jewelry, string pearls, restring your pearls, do simple jewelry repairs, and I also make traditional strung jewelry as well as wire jewelry. For more inquiries, please place the comments down below or contact me on my many social media pages. Okay, now we're coming down here for a little bit of fun because I like to end this stuff on a fun note. And this morning is no different. Alright, another dump a day. This will be about half all my work. Bloopers and whoops. Yeah, I gotta label those just a little bit better. Yep, I do that. All handmade. Okay, here we go. First one on the list today is when you've had a rough day at preschool. I'm pretty sure this church has the best baptisms. Water slide. Whee! Let me see. When my wife is upset and refuses to tell me why. My mom still parks in the expectant mother parking spots because she's still hopeful that one day I'll be successful. I may not be a smart man, but I know both Hillary and Trump suck. Yeah, Trump is beginning to make a lot of decisions that I want to smack him for, but that's just me. Can you cook? Me. I wouldn't consider that cooking, but nice try. When firefighters get sick of your shit. 3 kitchen fires in 4 weeks. Stop it. Uh-oh, Opal's been cooking again. Holy crap. Well, at least she's getting visited by somebody. Wild pumpkins drained of their spice by illegal poachers. Please demand ethically sourced pumpkin spice lattes. Oh my goodness. This vegetable... Oh no, that's an ad. How to ensure she says yes. I'm pretty sure this was invented by some pissed off woman who was tired of cleaning his hair off the sink. I wish we could trade all of them to get George Carlin back just to hear him talk about this election. Yes! Yes! Because Carlin would be having a field day with us. Oh, George Carlin, you are missed now more than ever, man. You are missed now more than ever. When you're excited for Halloween but still depressed about everything else in your life. Morning inscriptors. When someone asks me how my day is going, one day I will solve my problems with maturity. Today, however, it will be with alcohol. Let me see. My girlfriend asked for a bite of my ice cream. Pretty sure this is breakup material right here. Oh no. You don't bite the bottom of the ice cream cone. That's what, guess what keeps all the good stuff in it. Of course, that's where the chocolate is, at the bottom of the cone, really. As an undecided voter, I would like to know your plans for retaking the holy city. This is why I'm usually late. So good news, I saw a dog today. I wish dogs lived longer and life wasn't so expensive and leftover fries still tasted good heated up. Be honest, is this too much lettuce? Holy crap. Talk about what is that? I could be able to put my mouth around that. That is a huge burger. And it looks like it's mostly bacon because I can't find any beef. When you get up to walk away, but your leg is asleep. Oh my God. I've gotten out of bed 365 days a year for like 40 years. That's 14,600 sit-ups and not one ab to show for it. I found a horribly fun way to disappoint my kids in the morning. Oh my God, that's just wrong. Unhinge my jaw. Protect your heart like your grandma protects her couch. Oh shit, I remember. I never had a grandmother that put a plastic on her couch. What it looks like after a jet has been stung by a bee. Wow. I freaking love trail mix. Homemade. And that's the funny stuff for the day. And now for the live stream announcements. Let me come over here so I can actually scroll these. As always, we go through these live stream announcements. Every morning at 8 o'clock, starting at 8 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and change this so I can update it to tomorrow. For tomorrow. Yay, I can't type either. Rhetorical Sunrise by our very own Rhetorical Entertainment. Monday through Friday. A social rec comes on before I do for his hour of power at 9 a.m. all times Eastern Standard Time. Going into about 10 minutes of music right about now because he starts at 11 Eastern Standard Time is Tonkasaw with his Kumite. Carlos Castrejo, keep an eye out for him. 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you get Archeology streams. These things are very, very interesting, and he does it in a very entertaining way, so check that out. On Drunken Uncle's channel for 6 p.m. Eastern, we have the Poo Podcast with Sinatra and Irate Bear. At 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, grab a beer and join Jason in his pub. And Ranting Monkey tonight at 9 is hosting Lords of the Night. And those are the live stream announcements for today. If you want me to add your scheduled live stream to the list, you can DM me on Twitter if you are in my Discord. You can put it in the TMB news section in the newsroom category. If you want an invite to my Discord, you can either... has Nightbot touted that thing out yet? He's supposed to. He might be falling down on the job. Who knows? You can DM me for Twitter, and I will be more than happy to pass you an invite. Just be sure to post in the screening room so I can give you the proper promotion so you can jump into voice chat with us to have coffee, tea, talk to us about what you're going through in life, or how you're planning on causing trouble today. So, that is it for the show. Let me see. Spangle Lime. Unhinge your jaw. Advice for Reptilian Elite. Yeah, I'm not Reptilian Elite, unfortunately. I am all human. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the day. Ronan is supposed to be coming home, so I am waiting for his return. I guess the dog tired himself out because he's back to his usual I'm sleeping on the bed moment. I want a Discord. Alright, let me see. Invite. And I'm coming over here to the live chat, and I am pasting it. Nah, that's the wrong one. Alright, let's try this again. Copy. Too many chats to keep up with. Alright, here we go. Boop, there's the Discord link if you want to pop in there. Once again, don't forget to go to the screening room and shout a hello so I can promote you so you can come and talk to me. And on that note, may your coffee ever flow, may your caffeine be ever strong, and may you have a whimsical and wacky Wednesday. Take care of yourselves, my coffee nuts. See you next time.